Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian. Today I'm talking Southern Hospitality. This is season three, episode five, No Call, Low Blow. All right, so basically the reason this episode is titled that is because Emmy doesn't show up to work in this episode and tries to justify it, really just stumbling and bumbling through some of her words to both Maddie, to Michaels, and uses Leva as an alibi. And they have like some good editing where Leva is like, No, no, I'm not your floor manager. I'm the owner, and you didn't tell me that. So I have to see if that again comes up in the reunion, and if it maybe comes up maybe the next time Leva and Emmy speak, because Leva was in this episode kind of briefly, but she hasn't really been in this season that much. She's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if she's got other stuff going on, but I feel like in a past season she was in the seasons a little more frequently. But I wonder why. Maybe because we're focusing on this like low level drama, like maybe this drama of cheating scandals beneath her, which I don't totally blame her. All right, so we pick right back up where Joe Bradley and TJ are talking. I thought it was just kind of like anticlimactic. They didn't really get anywhere. TJ's upset, obviously. Joe Bradley claims that he could have cuddled up with him, thinking that he was his girlfriend when he was drunk. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Again, this is something I don't think is going to get hashed out to the reunion, when actually people are going to grill Joe Bradley and maybe get some more. They're not going to do anything to them. Joe Bradley gets it back in the car, and Maddie's like, "Well, you know that TJ told me that you're gay, so that's why I didn't really date you." And it's just like, okay, again, more stuff that I don't think will be addressed until the reunion. Um, my first note on that, I cannot stand these Emmy and Will scenes at all. I don't remember, I mean, I watched the first two seasons. I don't remember disliking him as much as I do currently. This is when she's playing hooky from work. They go out on a boat. It's just their conversations and their dialogue. It's just so cringe. It is so cringe to me. Like one of the highest order levels of cringe. I don't know. And then and I just think the judgment is absolutely terrible. So she doesn't show up to work. They try to make it look like it's such a huge deal that I mean, it is a big deal. You shouldn't not show up to work, but there's so many people just standing around. It looks like in these videos of them working that I always feel like everybody's actually working when they're filming. Um, but again, I don't know how the bottle service and being a VIP hostess works, but I would think that they would make more money. But I mean, again, I understand you're relying on this person, your work, being responsible for work obviously is paramount, and that she's not doing that, and just like the excuses. I got no time for it. I mean, we deal with that kind of crap. Everybody deals with that in their job. I've dealt with it too. It's just annoying when people just don't show up. And then just she walks by the restaurant. I don't know. They had audio, so I don't know how close she actually was. They didn't show her on camera. So how real is this? Because this scene to me seemed kind of. There's two scenes in this episode that I thought were a little suspect, and this is one of them. Everyone's just Lake happens to see it, like, oh, you didn't see me here. Oh my God, can you believe that she didn't show up, or she just walked by, and then she's posting like selfies of them at another restaurant about their food, and everyone obviously can see it. It's just again, the judgment is so bad. It's just so dumb. And I'm really surprised that Leva didn't say it. Like just the blatant just like walking by. I don't think this point is done. I think that Leva might need to come in, and when they actually do have a conversation, I'm very interested to see how that conversation goes. TJ has this new business venture called Sir Wieners, where he's like gonna have like a little hot dog cart that he spent $10,000 on, and he already bought all this merch. And he is using the head chef of Republic to like work on a menu and like do bun. It said bun to meat ratio of the dishes. And I thought Level was really funny in this scene where she's like, "You can't afford him," because like he said, like I want to do once a month on a Sunday, and I want to do the event coming up on, and he's expecting like 200 plus people to show up eating hot dogs. And that cart, that's going to be really hard to, I think, he says there's just gonna be a line of people waiting for hot dogs, and Leva, I think Leva hit him. I mean, she was a little harsh, but was hitting with the business points. I understand it is in her business, so she needs to like actually make sure that it's like okay. And she's like, you can get the chef this time. Like you're gonna pay him, you can use him, but I don't think it's gonna be like that in the future. So that's just some logistics things that he's gonna have to figure out. They do a photo shoot for it later. All the dishes are named after kind of situations and people on the show. So we'll see how that goes. I'd like to see how that event goes. I'd like to honestly try one of those hot dogs, see if they're any good. I would like also to know. I didn't look any of this stuff up, but this is still a thing in the year 2025. Um, so Emmy does eventually show up to work in her next shift. Maddie calls her out. Yeah, and understandably so. She's like, look, you can be mad at Brad, you can be mad at Joe, you can be mad at Michaels, but you took it out on the girls. And Emmy just has some like stumbling, bumbling excuse, and I just every time she talks, I just think she looks like a fool. I think she looks like an absolute fool. Michaels writes up Emmy. Um, this is where she claims 11 knew, and he's like, I don't really care. I'm your floor manager. You got to tell me. Um, then we had the hot dog shoot. I know I was just bunching it all together, but this is kind of like the timeline of what's going on. There's a scene where Maddie and Joe Bradley are in the kitchen cooking food, and that looks like an absolute nightmare. He's butterflying chicken, and I don't think I would be shocked if he didn't wash his hands from touching raw chicken and something else. Like he's burning the chicken, then she puts like a hot thing right into the pour water on it, so it's just steaming everywhere. It was bad. It looked really. I would never want to be in there. I would never let them cook for me. Never, 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 never. Um, I was like, I can't take them seriously. I just don't find the relationship to be authentic or real at all. She's gonna do, looks like the next episode they're going to Vegas, or at least the next one, or the following one, and to do like one of her DJ sets. It looks like a lot of the cast are going. We'll see. We'll see how that we did get the wedding scenes. God, I pray they don't get married. I hope it's like a prank. Really do. Really hope it's a prank because that would be ridiculous. And then the other one of the other fake scenes I think was fake coming in this, and now we know why Austin was cast on the show. Is he drops a bomb about Will? He's like, I was approached by some very reliable people and told me that Will hard cheated on Emmy and had sex with somebody at a party. Use the other word, the F word, for what he did at the party, but everyone is in the room overreacting. Like everyone's grass in the face. Like Joe Bradley, like couldn't believe it. He's like, "Oh my, I can't believe it." TJ's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have had my coffee first." Just nothing about the scene to me seemed really real, and I wouldn't be surprised if the producers told him this because I need to see it on camera for me to believe. You can still fabricate it, but I need to see it with my own eyes, like the conversation happening. But just coming on camera and be like, "Hey, I heard this." That's very suspect to me. We watch a lot of reality TV here, and I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But hey, if it moves the plot point along, I will accept it, but I just don't believe how the evidence came to the parties to get to where we are currently. Um, and then the last thing I kind of skipped over, but there was a deep moment for Michaels when he went on a date with Preston, talking about how his mom hasn't accepted him. So obviously, we don't want to see that kind of stuff. He was really upset. Um, yeah, it's those type of scenes we have once in a while, but then we're come right back into the craziness of these people thinking they're adults and in relationships and stuff like that. So they're gonna throw these around sometimes, and I hope he's all right because I really like Michaels. Michaels, I think he's one of the better characters on the show currently. I like Molly too, and Sabaya. I like them. Just the people that are not involved in the drama. I mean, Brad. I don't mind Brad. There's really just people I don't like. I don't like Joe Bradley. I don't like Maddie. I don't like Emmy. I don't like Will. And I think that's it. Everybody else I can really tolerate. TJ can be kind of corny, but he's just harmless to me. He's so harmless. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of some of the things happening here. Do you think Emmy calling out was blaming that her manager attacked her and didn't feel safe? Do you believe that? I don't for a single second. And any other stuff like with the Joe Bradley TJ stuff, the fake scenes in this show that I mentioned, do you think these are fake or do you think they're actually real? And is Austin just a plan to get this information moving because they need to move the plot point along? But let me know. I'll be back later today, probably for Love Island All Stars. I think it's episode 21. And then we'll be back tomorrow for Bachelor. So week starts again. We have the shows moving along, and let us know any show suggestions that you have. We will probably check them out. So appreciate everyone for watching. I'll talk to you next video. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day and evening. Peace.